Welcome back to episode 34 of the Block Runner podcast. I am your host, William, talking with your co-host, Iman.
What up, Will?
Thanks for coming again.
I have no choice.
No,
What do
you
you mean?
don't.
You don't have to thank me at this point, dude. We're like locked into this, man.
I guess.
Not like it's a bad thing or anything. It's just,
Yeah.
what are we at? Like the 7 or 8 month mark or something like that?
So that's 34.
We started this like in March, I think, or May. No, what's after March? April.
No, it's April.
We started like in April, right?
Yeah. Back when it was early $3,800 Bitcoin.
It's been like 7 months. Something
Yeah.
like that. Damn, son. Let's do a recap. How do you feel? How do you feel we've done in these last 7 months? Since we have like really nothing to talk about. Let's talk about that.
Recap. Well, let's see. So we've had a couple interviews under our belt. Something that we've never done before.
Mm-hmm. Not at all.
We've never done that.
Yeah.
And we're not the talking type. Well, at least I'm not. I'm not the talking type.
Yeah, apparently I brought that out of you somehow.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's what your fucking mom told me. Like straight up, she's like, I like to watch the podcast. You know, she's a Hispanic lady, so she kind of talks like that. She's just like, because I can hear my son talk. You know, I was like, what?
And he never talks.
Yeah, when you're on me, you're fucking yapping it up, dude. You're yapping
Well,
up the
there's
storm.
a lot to talk about, man.
It's true. You got important things to talk about on this bitch.
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
for
yeah.
Sure.
So we got a couple interviews, and coming up, potentially we're going to interview John McAfee.
Dude, that's crazy, man. When
Yeah.
you told me that, like, I got chills, dude. Straight up. Oh, dude, because that's like a.
Do you idolize John or what? What's going
No,
on?
I don't
there?
idolize it, but I respect the man's like life fucking what? Not life accomplishments.
Achievements, yeah.
Yeah, he's a notable figure in like our species.
Yeah.
You know, he
And,
did.
I mean, and he has a lot of fun with it too.
Oh, exactly. He's like he's the perfect example of like some.
It's a prototype Iman.
Maybe something probably would happen to me if I accrued the amount of wealth he has over his life. Like I'd probably head somewhere, not that extreme, but like in between that and like Bill Gates. You know what I mean? Those are like the two polar opposites. Like what you do with your wealth.
Yeah, yeah.
Bill Gates is like nice and he's trying to save the world.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, I'm sure he spends a lot of money on himself too, but not like frivolously. Like
Yeah.
like you said, if you ever became a billionaire or something, you would have like a solar house.
You wouldn't even know it. You wouldn't even know it.
You would have a smart house or something like that.
Yeah.
Maybe like 1 or 2 Teslas in the driveway, and that's it.
That's it. That's it.
And then what would you do with the rest of your money?
I would invest it.
But why? If you're not gonna like,
It's not. I wouldn't invest it to like necessarily gain more money, like because at a certain point, like more money doesn't really change your life. So
True.
what I would do is invest it to improve, to, like solve other problems.
yeah, like what Bill Gates is doing,
Yeah,
pretty
yeah.
much. You would
Yeah.
go that route.
But he's solving like much larger problems like
'Cause-
hunger,
yeah,
housing in other countries.
it's because
things
he
like that.
has the funds to do shit like that.
Yeah.
But you would take the same approach, but like scale it to whatever
yeah,
bracket
exactly.
you're in. Basically.
Exactly.
Like
Yeah.
something small. I don't know. Let's say you hit like $100 million, like
Yeah.
net worth.
That's a lot of money.
That's a lot of money. That's like
Yeah.
if you had like a successful startup or something like that, and you sold it.
You could start a rocket business with $100 million.
Could you?
Apparently,
Well,
Elon did.
That's true.
I think he did it with like $20 million.
No way.
Yeah. He started it with like $20 million. He bought, or I guess he made rockets off of like a blueprint.
I thought he bought them from like Russia or something like that.
I don't remember if he bought it. I don't think he did. I thought it was too expensive. I remember him saying that it was too expensive.
Yeah, I
So
know that was
then-
part of his process though. Like he tried. There was
Yeah,
an
he
attempt.
tried. He definitely tried.
There was an attempt.
And then they laughed at him.
Oh really?
Yeah.
I would laugh at him too.
Yeah.
This is like fucking crazy American dude
Yeah.
coming to our country. Like I want a rocket.
Yeah.
You know? Dude, that's what I'm saying. That's like some evil genius shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
He did talk about nuking Mars.
But for good purposes, right?
Yeah.
He wants to terraform it and stuff like that.
Yeah,
so.
but that's what a good villain would say.
Oh,
it's,
yes.
it's the terraform. It's just the terraform.
Yeah, like I'm
But-
here
but
to
then
save
again,
humanity.
What nefarious activity could you do at Mars that, like, you could just destroy it even more than it is, and like,
Well, you could like
so what?
create a civilization there. Maybe he's like a little mini Hitler. Like he has an idea in his head of like a perfect society. He's like, I only want
It's
this
possible.
specific, race of people or like a specific IQ barrier or something. I want to repopulate humanity.
Yeah, it's possible.
And then he's gonna release like a super virus on
on Earth.
on Earth while he's up there on Mars with like his genius community. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Dude, that's a fucking movie right there.
Yeah, it would be a good movie.
100%.
I'd watch it.
I think it's already, yeah, like, what was that one you showed me? Kingsman.
Oh yeah,
Kind
yeah,
of like that.
Oh yeah, exactly like that. Yeah. Great movie, man. I fucking love that movie.
Dude, yeah. Well, we'll see. I'm about to go watch The Joker. We'll see how that turns out.
Oh yeah, dude.
I've heard good things.
It is. It's very good.
But yeah, man, McAfee. I mean, like I said, he has a lot of shit going on in crypto that I think a lot of people aren't aware of. I think that's why.
Yeah, I went to his website. He's got BlockFi, which is a hardware wallet. He's got, I think, he either made these or invested in these companies. He's got other cryptocurrencies like under his belt.
Yeah, and he's. I don't know what happened to this company, but I remember in 2017 he started a mining company, like a pretty big one. I think it might even be like on the stock exchange.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah.
So I don't know how it's doing. I wish I knew like the ticker symbol so we could look it up. Maybe we can Google it, like John McAfee Mining Company or something. So he's been involved in crypto for a while, and of course he makes these bold predictions, talking about chopping off his dick and stuff if he's not right, you know,
or eating it. I think he's talking about eating it.
You gotta chop it off first, right, before you eat it.
Well, it depends if you're flexible. I mean,
oh god, dude, he's just like fucking did Marilyn Manson, just like gets down there. Dude, why does he say stuff like this? He's obviously not gonna do that.
Yeah, he's definitely not.
Like no human would. See anything? MGT Capital. That's it.
Ends relationship with John McAfee.
That already doesn't look good. Shit. How long ago did that happen?
January 26, 2018.
Okay. Damn. Okay, so no wonder he's on to new ventures. You know, that didn't work out.
Yeah.
But I bet you like everybody who was mining, dude, that was during the heart of the bear market, dude. Can you imagine how much money they were hemorrhaging?
It's true. I mean, 2018, there was nothing but red.
Red. Yeah. Mid 2018? Oh, yeah. That was bad times. But, see, he didn't do so well. But that's not saying he won't get back in the game. Because he is. You know, I guess we shouldn't talk so much about it until, like, it's for real.
Yeah.
You know, this interview that we'll have with him, and then we'll ask him all the proper questions.
And then we want to ask the audience, you know, if they have any questions that they want us to ask John. We pose it to
tweet
them.
that out there.
Yeah,
see if we can get some. Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah, once we schedule it, then I'll tweet it and then see
if anybody's got some questions. I think we should aim for like in between 30 minutes to an hour with him.
Yeah.
No longer than an hour for sure.
Yeah, and then do a debrief after.
Exactly. Yeah. Unless like for some reason he just really likes us and we hit it off with him and he just wants to stay and chill and chat, you know?
Yeah, and he wants to invite us on his boat.
Dude, hell yeah. That's what I'm talking about. I'm hoping this is like, because he's going around and like he's allowing like these smaller platforms, which we are definitely one of these smaller platforms. Yeah. He's allowing these guys to give, you know, his time. He's donating his time to
talk to smaller platforms.
Yeah, so I'm wondering.
I mean, he's got something to show. He's got to have something to like sell to people. So
yeah, but you would think if he really, really wanted to get like some news out there, some headlines, he would go to like this fucking
podcast.
John McCormick guy you're talking about. Like a
Peter McCormick.
What?
Peter McCormick.
Peter McCormick.
Yeah.
That's right. Go with one of those shows, right?
Yeah.
You know, with like a huge audience, big exposure. So I don't know, maybe it's like some kind of like, maybe he's trying to find like his next
protege.
Yeah. Or something like this, some kind of like hidden agenda. He's not telling anyone. He's trying to find like a podcast out there, like maybe to represent his life or something. I don't fucking know. Who knows?
It's like, I guess if you were someone of John McAfee's like experience, entrepreneurship, why not talk to all the little people? That's
what he said. You know? He's like, I'm an old man with like nothing to do. He said, you know, I'm bored.
Yeah.
I just want to talk to people, and that's what we're gonna do. Hopefully, we'll just talk to him and see what he got to say. But I'm gonna remain optimistic. Like, he's gonna invite us to his yacht. And
tell me about that interview that you saw where someone, like, some kid was just asking him like stupid questions.
Yeah, because I think his wife Janice, right? She's the one who put this out there. Like, John wants more podcast interviews, but he wants to talk about crypto. I think, right? Was that part of his?
Oh, I don't know if it was like specifically crypto, but it was anyone with a podcast that wanted to interview him.
Oh, that's what it said?
Yeah.
I thought he said crypto. But on this specific podcast, I guess the kid reached out to Janice. Was like, I want to ask him some questions about crypto. And it was like a 12-minute podcast of him literally interrogating John McAfee about like a murder scandal from like 10 years ago or something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Because allegedly he's like charged or accused of possibly murdering like his next door neighbor, like when he was living in Belize or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know the whole details of the story. He was on Joe Rogan's podcast like a long time ago talking about that.
Oh, really?
Like 7-8 years ago. Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. Because like he was on the run at the time. You know what I mean? That kind of that looks suspicious, right? He's like on the run.
Yeah, yeah.
But
Well, he was on the run again, running away from the government.
Yeah.
And he said he was going to run for president, but that was like 2018, 2017, something like that.
Yeah. So he didn't, obviously.
Yeah, he didn't.
So he's obviously a guy like he says like outrageous things, which is
Yeah. I mean, that's how you get clicks, right?
Exactly.
So it's fine.
The fucking president says outrageous things.
Yeah,
dude.
he does.
You know, this is how you do it. And in the social media age, dude, this is how you do it.
That's true.
You don't fucking get famous and like get attention by like being some some square.
Yeah.
You gotta like, you gotta say some shit.
That's true. I totally agree.
Yeah.
So there's John. So that's coming up. That should be interesting. Maybe in about a week or two we'll have that potentially.
Yeah.
So
yeah, overall,
I would say,
how do you feel as like this whole podcasting experience?
I mean,
like,
I feel equally as confident, as enthusiastic as I was in day one, to be honest.
Hell yeah. That's what I want to hear.
Personally, I think crypto is interesting.
Yeah.
And just the podcast forces us to like stay up to date.
For sure.
And it's important for me personally because I saw the huge run up in 2017. And then I realized like I started remembering where I was during different points of Bitcoin's like huge run ups and stuff.
Yeah.
And I was like not paying attention to Bitcoin at that time.
Yeah, like remind on like
I had
personal shit.
Yeah,
like,
other stuff like
other endeavors.
Yeah, other endeavors.
Like
exactly.
everyone else does.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I just don't want to be in that position again. So
you can't miss the boat again.
Yeah, I can't.
So this is like the perfect.
It keeps us accountable, like personally, to keep things up to date.
Yeah. So, but is there anything in you that's like you really like? What's as like a message you want to send out to people? I guess that's it, right? Like pay attention.
Pretty much, yeah.
Like don't make the same mistakes that we did. Type.
Yeah,
shit.
it's like even today we see like new stuff. Like for example, Andrew Yang. Just a quick short example.
True. Yeah.
He's on. He just got onto TikTok. Right? Have you heard of TikTok? The app.
It's kind of like Vine, right?
Gen Z app, kind of like Vine.
It's like Vine. It's like short snippets. Of like
it's like
stupidity.
It's like a evolution. I don't know how it came about, but I think it used to be like Musically, where it's like it's a music based app where you kind of do something
like
based
karaoke
on music.
Or something like
something like that.
That sounds like really faddish to me, though, don't it?
That's what I was thinking. So that's the point. That's the point that I'm trying to make is that TikTok to you and I, it sounds like a fad, like something that we wouldn't get into because it seems like a waste of time.
Like if I was like 12, I'd probably be all over that shit.
Right, exactly. But that's the same thing when like 2012, right? When we heard of Bitcoin for the first time, we were like, oh, that's gonna blow over. It's not, I'm not gonna waste my time on Bitcoin.
Yeah.
And so, for example, Andrew Yang he's starting to do a lot of his campaigning on TikTok. And they showed a chart of TikTok like progression, and like after the first year or two, it had like I think like 1 million users, and then after a year or two, it had like 30 million and like 50 million, and a lot of those users end up being between like 18 and 29, which is, well, I mean, about our age, but they're more into like the younger stuff, right?
Yeah.
So
more likely to adopt like new shit. You know what I mean? I'm part of that age bracket you just said, but I'm definitely like, I don't know, dude.
Yeah, you wouldn't touch TikTok.
I don't fit into like my generation, kind of, dude. Like I don't embrace new anything.
Yeah,
I stick to my old ways, and like I miss all the good movies.
And that's the thing that we're trying to avoid with this podcast is that we got to stay up to date on everything. Like any new crypto, as
just like new technology,
shitcoin as it might sound, we have to investigate it.
You have to because it could be the next.
Exactly.
It could be
the next Ethereum.
Or next
right?
Ethereum. Yeah. We don't know. Everyone's out here fucking speculating all damn day, like what's the next Ethereum? Because everyone wants to that 1000x return, right?
Yeah,
That
yeah.
elusive, that
Basically,
golden goose.
Our foundation is the fundamental analysis, right? Not technical analysis.
Yeah, we're definitely not technical people.
Yeah.
I mean, we try. We throw up some meme lines from time to time, and they're respectable.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
They sometimes hold up,
Yeah.
but dude, nothing's more important than fundamental like analysis.
Yeah, I mean, imagine if we were watching Ethereum back in 2015. Fundamentally, like that's a game-changing technology, right? Smart contracts.
Yeah. Once you actually like understand what, because you would have to read that white paper without like any examples. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's right. Exactly.
But that's the hard part. Like, so you would have to believe in the concept before it's proven.
Yeah.
Which is like fucking.
And not only that, the founder has to actually implement it, right? If the founder had just written the white paper, nobody would work on it because it's just like pie in the sky shit.
Yeah.
But once you build a smart contract platform and it actually works, it's like, holy shit, you can recruit the planet on something like that.
It's true.
Just like exactly what happened on Bitcoin.
Yeah.
A Bitcoin white paper is vaporware until it's actually deployed.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why Bitcoin was so powerful, because in 2009 when it was deployed, it was actually working.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It had some glitches and everything, but you know, that's why they say like Bitcoin has an uptime of 99.96. It's because
at some point it went down?
It went down just because it had some problems at the early days. Yeah, early days.
I guess that makes sense, right? Because it's like
nothing
at that point.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was Satoshi and I forget that guy's name. The guy that died.
Somebody died?
Yeah.
The fuck?
He had like a debilitating disease.
Oh, somebody like
and he was like the
Bitcoin?
second miner. Yeah, he was like the second miner in Bitcoin.
Damn, I didn't know that. That's crazy.
He's it's a big name. It escapes me right now, but
yeah.
But the point is that we got to stay and not really just blow shit off. Like
that was my biggest problem, dude.
Yeah, we blew
100%.
off Decentraland, and not
big time.
I don't think we missed a whole lot in Decentraland, to be honest.
We missed the fucking land auction. That would have been great to be a part of, dude. That land was selling for peanuts back then.
Yeah.
But
that's tied up cash, and I don't know if that would have been smart at that time, because 2017. I mean, that's
like huge speculation. If you're fucking investing in land back then, I don't think anybody was like, dude.
Nobody knew that it was going to be, what it is now.
Because back then they even like they're promoting a VR platform, which is not today yet.
True.
You know what I mean? So.
And even then they didn't have I guess they had a map, right? They had a map in those days.
I think they had to, right?
It was like a very
I don't
crude.
know. That's a good question.
But they had a lot less than what we had when we jumped in.
Well, even me, like when I bought my first piece of land, I never saw like the.
That's right.
Well, what it looks like. There's a sky.
Yeah.
There's a fucking grid.
Yeah.
There's little trees that pop up and like stupid
green
creatures
cubes.
and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, like geckos everywhere and stuff. Yeah. THC phones.
HTC.
Oh yeah, THC. My bad.
Weed phones.
Yeah, dude. But yeah, I just bought a fucking red square pixel like on the map. It wasn't red. It was like a pixel.
Yeah.
And so I really had to take that leap of like faith. Like, dude, this is going to eventually turn into something.
But imagine 2 years before that.
It's even more
less
extreme.
than a pixel.
Yeah.
I would imagine.
It was probably like a coordinate or something like on the auction. It's like, you just bought and,
69,43.
Yeah, it's like sold. And it's like, yeah. It's like, what the fuck did you just buy, dude? But back then, like I said, the craze and the mania. Because Decentraland, the concept alone is like, mind-blowing shit.
Absolutely.
But like you said, it was just vaporware at the time.
Yeah.
Like, who the fuck knew if they would actually pull it through?
Yeah.
And it's not easy, because we're deeply involved in it. And they just did like a Halloween. Dude, I never got my NFTs, dude.
I think you got to contact those guys, dude, because I got them.
I know you got them. You're fucking out there displaying. Everyone's displaying them. I'm out there like, dude, I've been around since the beginning. I've had my account. I was like one of the first ones. Probably like one of the first 1,000 to create an account.
Yeah, to get an avatar, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know what happened. I guess at some point I linked it to like an address that I'm no longer in control of or something.
Yeah.
But like, if I'm going up to these NFTs in Decentraland and clicking on them and it tells me like, you have an NFT now, you just collected something, I'm assuming that means
it's
going somewhere, right?
Maybe, how on MetaMask you can select the account and you can switch your public address?
No, I don't know that.
Well, perhaps it's one of those.
Maybe.
By switching the account.
But I basically, I went to my MetaMask and I copied and pasted that into OpenSea search engine. And I did the same thing for my Dapper, and I did the same thing with my Ledger, my Ether wallet address.
Yeah.
And none of them have any NFTs. All they have are my pieces of land.
Yeah.
Thank God. At least that's fucking there.
Yeah.
But damn, yeah. So, it's not seamless, I guess, because, I didn't do anything. I feel like I didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know what happened.
Yeah, but you should they'll help you. They've helped others, so
I'm sure they will. That would be like a good test of like how good the customer service reps will be in the future.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
I actually had a similar problem too. What happened with me is like I use Brave for pretty much everything now, right?
Mm-hmm.
And early on when we were testing in Decentraland, Brave ended up breaking something, right?
Yeah.
Something wasn't working with Brave.
Yeah.
So then I switched to Chrome and I started collecting NFTs with my Chrome browser, right?
Yeah.
With a MetaMask on Chrome browser. And so it turns out that when you actually find an NFT in Decentraland, they send it to the original address that you registered your avatar with. So all the NFTs that I was clicking on using my Chrome browser was going into the MetaMask in my Brave browser.
Yeah.
And so that's where everything was going. So once they fixed Brave and I went to Brave, I used Brave to get into Decentraland, I was able to see all the NFTs I collected.
Yeah.
And then, so the NFTs I collected on my Chrome browser, I would just have to use OpenSea to send from that account to my MetaMask.
So I'm just missing, like, I need to fucking figure this out.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
What I don't think they can help you with, they could just tell you which public address it is, and you're just going to have to go and hunt for it manually. Because it's not like...
How would they be able to tell me what public address it went to?
Well, because they have the public addresses, right? They send the NFT to the public address.
So they would just look at my avatar character or something?
They would look into
my email,
your
right?
email, which is associated to a public address, which is associated to NFTs sent to that public address.
I don't know what the fuck could have gone wrong, dude. Like, how could it be somewhere not within those 3 wallets that I have? You know what I mean? That's so weird to me.
So I'm thinking like the MetaMask, you're using a different account.
I think something happened to that Dapper wallet because I'm almost 100% sure. Like I created my character because I know for 100% I used Dapper to claim that name.
Yeah,
because I had residual mana left over in my Dapper wallet, like 300 mana or something from the claim a name fee. So, but I copy and pasted. The mana's still there.
Yeah,
so like it should be the same account.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, so like what? I don't know, man. Well,
so just try that. So go into your MetaMask, your Dapper, and then your different browsers. I think you've only used Chrome, right, the whole time.
Yeah, I've never adopted Brave.
Okay. You don't want to collect that dust, Brave?
I'm not into that crypto dust, dude.
BATs?
Yeah, dude, I've been fooled by crypto dust before. Like EOS is like
I click on all the ads that pop up, and I collect maybe about less than $5 a month, I guess.
Yeah, dude.
So. But I do it just like for the shits and giggles.
Yeah, I know. You like to support like crypto projects, right? I really enjoy my Chrome. I like my Chrome extensions. Everything's good.
Yeah.
I like my ad blocker.
So next time you go, just try changing the account. Like literally click on account and then there should be
we'll figure
options.
this out.
Yeah.
I don't think the podcast
because you never know
care about my problems.
Well, maybe they might have similar problems. But you never know, like these NFTs, they could be worth something like a year from now.
That's what I thought. That's why I've been participating in. Well, and it's not all of them, but as much of them as I could. I think the first one was that casino release.
Yeah, where they gave everybody
a mask.
Genesis masks.
Like a choice of like 5 masks if you wanted. And so I was like, I thought the same thing as you. Like, was it like maybe like a few hundred people are going to have these masks?
Yeah.
If this ecosystem grows to like hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people, dude, those are some rare commodities in the future.
Sell them $500, maybe $1,000.
Yeah. Well, who knows?
Yeah.
But I missed out on all of that. So fuck.
Well, it exists somewhere.
Hopefully they become worthless. So I don't feel like I missed out. God damn it.
Oh man.
But the point is, they're doing shit in Decentraland. It probably would have, since we've had so many Decentraland podcasts, it probably would have been a good idea to record that. For some reason, it slipped our mind.
What are you talking about?
The Halloween festival.
Oh yeah, no, I mean, they were just, I don't know. It was just like clicking on like.
But
on graves and collecting NFTs.
Like the gameplay wasn't like mind blowing, but the turnout was like the most important thing. There's so many people there.
Not only that, the idea is that you're collecting NFTs. I mean, what other game gives you NFTs by clicking on shit?
Yeah, it was like the first like real like big example of like
a use case like actually working.
Yeah, it was working.
Yeah,
for everyone but me, pretty much. So that's progress. So that's what I'm saying. I invested in this nothing square like a year ago almost,
and now we're playing together.
Now we're fucking doing Halloween festivals and shit. Not on my land, but you know, I got cooler shit going on my land.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Anyways,
but yeah, I mean, obviously, Decentraland, they're making a lot of progress.
Yeah,
there's some haters in Discord though.
Hell yeah, dude, there's haters for everything.
Yeah.
Tribalism, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they got in like in 2017 when like shit was like at its peak.
Yeah. So those are the people I'm talking about. Like they took that big leap of faith in 2017, and they're sitting here waiting for like 2 years. I'm like, yo, what the hell, man? Like,
where's my VR?
They're impatient, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I understand where they're coming from, but when you're in the trenches, shit is not easy. Like the things that you set out for 2 years ago changes, and there's really nothing you can do about it.
True.
And like as a user, you just have to accept it. And plus, you have to address your target market. Your target market right now, your addressable target market, do not have VR headsets just lying around, not getting used. Right? Your target market has, laptops, iPads, anything, accessible. So you run your game on a browser.
Yeah.
And that gives you potentially hundreds of thousands of users to millions of users.
Yeah, for sure.
And VR, what are you going to get? A few thousand?
You know what? I don't think video gaming is going to be what sells VR, like those Oculus headsets. I think that's why Facebook bought that company, because like they probably know that too.
No, man, I don't know. I think video games is going to be the thing that sells those, because like with any technology, it's video games and like porn that really sell that stuff.
Well, it's gonna bring on like it's probably already there, like a nice little critical mass, you could call it. That's like
for games,
for anything, right? Any new technology needs to hit that critical mass, so that, I guess, like word of mouth spreads in a way, and then they don't have to advertise as much. It's kind of like it organically just starts turning viral.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Like a Tesla vehicle, they don't do any marketing.
Exactly, dude. That's like beyond critical mass. Like Tesla, they hit that probably with the Model S. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just people were just like, dude, this is the shit. And then it became like almost like cultish.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Cultish following. Right?
I would describe it as cultish following for sure, but it's also because it's just a better product than anything that's out there.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not even close. I mean, and I'm understating its real value.
Well, this is like you said, it's actually a better vehicle. It's not like how like hybrid vehicles were like 10 years ago.
Exactly.
That was cultish too, but that's just like smug assholes. Like I'm here saving the planet while you guys are driving your diesels and shit. It's like you guys hate the earth.
I'm over here getting 60 miles per gallon while you're getting 30.
Yeah, you fucking idiot. Yeah, you know what I mean? It had like that turnoff. I think that's why those things never blew up.
Yeah, for sure.
But Tesla actually made like a quality product. It's like better than its competitors. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like,
and it continuously updates.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, I'm sold. Like, but I just don't have the money for it. But I'm sold. Like if I were to buy a brand new car, I would want like a fucking Tesla for sure.
Yeah. And
purely out of
Tesla will make you money.
That's what I was about to say.
I mean, it's a business now to have a car.
It's like a good financial decision.
Yeah.
If I need a fucking car, why wouldn't I have one that can go work for me while I'm just chilling?
Dude, absolutely. The cars are sitting there 98% of the time.
Yeah.
More than probably 99% of the time. It's just sitting there in a parking lot.
Yeah.
So why not make it, help it drive people around?
Yeah, that is crazy. Don't you think though, like, if maybe at the beginning it'll probably be like super profitable to have like a automated taxi Tesla under your ownership? But like if that market gets like so saturated, don't you think like the value of that service is going to go to like zero?
No, because not everyone can afford these vehicles, first of all. And so there's going to be...
But I think there's going to be like companies out there that are going to have fleets of these cars, because it's a good business model. If you have like 1,000 Teslas on your,
as their fleet,
10-acre lot,
yeah,
and they're just out there like just shuttling people around, You know what I mean? All of a sudden, I feel like the market might get saturated. Like all of a sudden,
Yeah, but to get to that
rides
point,
aren't
it's gonna be a while. I mean,
Yeah, I agree.
it's gonna be a while.
Like a generation, maybe even.
Yeah,
Like 20 years or something.
yeah, it's gonna be a while before it gets there. But you're right. I think once economies of scale, when you're talking about automated vehicles, yeah, I think the
become
the
like-
rich guy that owns 1,000 Teslas is gonna be like the market leader in your area.
Yeah, and then at that point, like owning a Tesla is gonna be shit.
Well, yeah, it's gonna be a shared economy. Like people, like in Houston, everybody has a car. Yeah. But in Houston, it's gonna transition to almost very little people have a car. And it's just, you need a ride, you just order a ride, and some robot comes, picks you up, and that's it.
Yeah, it wouldn't even be a service at that point. It's almost like it's just
part of
it's
the-
expected.
Yeah, it's part of like the infrastructure of Houston.
Yeah.
To be able to get a ride, an automated ride anywhere.
Yeah, that's crazy to think about.
Yeah. And maybe our
don't know.
taxes will pay for like supporting these vehicles.
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe not. Maybe it does always stay like profitable.
Which again, we have 2 freaking hats for Andrew Yang. 2 of them.
One wasn't enough.
Yeah, one was not enough. We got another one with marijuana on
Oh
it.
yeah, it's got a little weed leaf on the back, dude.
Yeah.
They don't sell these no more, right?
No,
Check
that's
that out,
limited
dude.
edition.
Dude, we got that hot fire over here, dude. We got that mega merch.
Yeah, man. So
I should leave this backwards.
yeah.
But then nobody's gonna know. We just look like potheads now.
Yeah.
There you go. Keep it math.
So I mean, and then you talk about this potential. Again, I do think Andrew Yang is going to win the nomination, and I think he's going to win presidency. I'm gonna make that. That's my prediction.
You're declaring it right
yeah,
now.
I'm declaring it.
Wait. You said
He's going to win the nomination and
And-
win the presidency.
wow.
Yeah, I mean, it's because he's actually addressing the problems that you and I directly feel
Yes.
in the economy right now.
I know, dude.
we are feeling it.
I'm skeptical of like humanity's capacity to like react to that reality. You know what I mean?
No, I totally get where you're coming from.
That's my problem.
I totally get it.
We've been through this you're like the optimist. I'm the cynic of the group.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm naturally just like, dude, the world's gonna burn.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
See, I think, from a psychological standpoint, humanity has a tendency to figure things out. And we figured shit out in the past, and I think people will figure it out that, a freedom dividend is going to be actually very helpful and not detrimental.
Yeah.
One of the questions I do want to ask Andrew Yang is how much UBI is too much UBI?
Yeah.
Like, has he done the math on like, hey, if we give everybody $2,500 a month, that's the point. That's the tipping point where it's actually detrimental. Like,
Well,
has he done the math on that?
That's essentially like everyone's. That's enough to live off almost anybody in this country. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I would think so. But
Yeah,
that's my
like
question.
That's like your needs.
But think
taken
about
care
this.
of.
Let's think about this. So $1,000 a month is subsidized by the technology companies, right?
Not just that, but also.
Well, yeah, in addition to VAT and all the other stuff that kind of pays for the $1,000 a month.
Yeah, he's broken it down before. So.
Yeah, so everyone gets a share of a robot truck mile, a Google search, Facebook ad, all that. So we get a little share of that. So then it gives us the incentive. The people have been given an incentive to encourage companies like Tesla, like Facebook, like Google to continue optimizing their automation. Because when they optimize that automation, they make more money and therefore gives us potentially more in a freedom dividend. So it changes the teams here. We're not the people against the companies. Now we're the people encouraging the companies to continue automating.
See, but I think the problem is there's a middle ground there that is really hard to figure out, like how it's gonna happen. Like I don't think anybody would fight against the idea of like full automation and no longer humanity.
Dude, they're fighting it right now, though.
No, because to get to that point I feel like is a brutal execution of like our current economic process.
No, I absolutely.
There's probably going to be like a period of time where like a huge depression is a result. Like you're talking about it right now. You're saying like by encouraging companies to automate out human workforce is going to increase that UBI.
Potentially, yeah.
Yeah, so but it's not. It's like if you get to like $2,000 a month, and like 50% of the people are out of the workforce because they've been automated out.
Yeah.
Our economy's in the tubes. Like, you know what I mean? We might not even be able to afford $2,000 a month anymore at that point. So there's like a there's a point A to point B. Like it's not like a straight shot. You know what I mean? There's so much in between that has to be addressed.
Yeah, no, I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. When you have 50% unemployment because of automation.
Yeah, because like, you know, technology is so efficient.
Yeah, $2,000 may not be enough.
Yeah, so how do you get to that point is what I'm saying. Like,
yeah.
That's because that's like the biggest leap of like humanity ever taken.
At that point, you're as a society, you're depending on companies to continue generating revenue, to continue being able to support a UBI, an even higher UBI.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're dealing with like a real societal civilization problem.
Yeah, like this hasn't happened since like the Industrial Revolution, I feel like.
Yeah.
Or maybe even like something like that. Who says that? Like this is the fourth industrial revolution. Who says
so?
That?
Economists have been saying that, and then Andrew Yang's is echoing it.
Yeah, he's totally right.
Yeah,
100%. And it's like it's happening. The majority of us aren't even noticing it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah, I mean it's literally happening right now. You can look out the street and you can see it. Right, it's sparse, right, with Tesla vehicles. But you can extrapolate that. All vehicles are going to be automated. There's not going to be a need for a driver's license. 25 years from now.
Even smart contracts, like they're fucking automating agreements,
banks,
and like that's never been done before. We no longer need people to like mediate our transactions anymore.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just do it through code.
Yeah,
that's fucking crazy.
And then artificial intelligence is taking accountant jobs, is taking call centers, and then
the only thing that's safe right now is like the arts.
Yeah,
if you're like a creator,
like
some type of.
And then an extreme version of automation, you could potentially automate some programmers.
But would we actually?
Some like script engineers.
Yeah.
A robot could do a script pretty easy. Yeah. I mean, not a robot, but an AI.
Yeah. And then what happens when like quantum computers get here? Because apparently we're getting closer and closer to that. Like how much? Changes.
See that's a wrench I don't quite understand in the machine. So
right?
Yeah.
Like I don't understand like what changes as far as like our
it's just the computational power is exponentially increased. So what does that mean? That means a lot for AI. But what does that mean for automation? I really don't know. We have sufficiently powerful computers to automate producing a vehicle, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know how much computational power would actually help in that respect.
Yeah. So why what Google's obviously
because
a purpose in this.
So AI is to help with getting information from data. So because right now programmers have to code, say, look, you're given this huge data set, like terabytes of data.
Yeah.
And you're telling coders that, hey, figure out, give me some information from this. Develop some kind of algorithm that gives me some information from this data.
Mm-hmm.
And instead, you can have the AI say, look, here's the data set. Here's like thousands of terabytes.
Yeah, when you say data, you mean like
it could be
an example is like
temperatures across the planet. And then so you do the temperatures across the planet over the last 250 years. AI, you tell me what's going on with the planet.
And it'll be able to like read all of it at once or something like that.
Well,
very fast.
Very, very quickly with quantum computing.
Yeah,
it'll do it much faster with quantum computing
and be able to spit out some type of trend or some type of like.
And then you can do a simulation
analysis.
based on it. Like imagine you have a simulation on climate change, right? With all of this 250 years of data, like fine data. You have like zillions of points of data over 250 years on temperature. And then you run a simulation on it and say, what if all humanity completely gets rid of carbon producing energy resources?
Yeah.
What's going to happen to that temperature over the next 10 years?
Yeah.
And it'll actually plot to you exactly what Earth will do when we completely eliminate carbon emissions.
And that's not doable today?
No. I mean, it's doable, but it's very crude.
Yeah.
And you have to use Google supercomputers to do that. And that costs a lot of money.
Yeah.
So AI would kind of like democratize the use of, super powerful computers.
Fucking A.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, we need a deep diver.
We need an AI engineer?
Deeper?
Dive deeper?
Is that
a
how
deep dive? Deeper?
We need to fucking do some education. Is what I'm saying. We need to learn some things. Like, cause I watched that video, man. It's like, dude, it blows my mind when I see this, like these fucking brilliant engineers and shit. And they're sitting there like plugging wires together and stuff. Like, what are they doing? Like, from my perspective, what the fuck are these guys doing all day? You know? And then they get to go eat their awesome lunches at their Google campuses and stuff.
Right.
But they're creating something. That's what I'm saying. Like,
and they're prototypes to a product. That's what they're doing.
Well, of course. I mean, I know what they're doing, but it's like,
you just want to know what kind of shit. What's
going to happen?
Yeah, what are you going to lead to when you do this?
Yeah, because Google's like the biggest company in the world, or one of them. Like, and this is like their focus, one of them.
Dude, Google must be like this like engineering play center of the planet.
That's what I'm saying, dude. Imagine that
do
campus.
Anything.
Like, I watched another video of like how they eat over there. Do they eat like gods?
Oh yeah, and it's free too.
Yeah, dude.
You
like,
can eat as often,
yeah,
anything as much as you want.
Yeah, they treat their employees like awesome.
Yeah,
at Google. I think that's like the culture of like Silicon Valley, I guess. But damn, is it working? I guess like they're producing some crazy shit.
Shit, I would do exactly what Google's doing if I had the resources.
Yeah.
Man, I get the most intelligent people say, you guys work on whatever you want.
Yeah. Just let them fucking do their shit.
Yeah, figure anything out.
And then like I guess they have like a team of people who like evaluates like what people are working on, is like, oh shit, like this guy's doing something crazy, and then they like fund it or something.
Yeah.
I'm guessing that's how it works.
I hope that's how it works.
Yeah.
That way everybody has at least a shot. Like if somebody's working on AI that actually is convincing people that it's actually a human, fund that guy, not the team of MIT engineers are like coming up with something more complicated when it doesn't even work.
Yeah, see, like when we interviewed Syndicator and stuff, like my biggest inquiry or my biggest misunderstanding is like the AI part. Yeah, I just don't get it.
Yeah,
probably because I don't have a background in computers or data or anything like that. I have a background, if I could even call it a background. I have a college education on biology.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's nothing
almost
to do
the
with
same
computers.
thing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, which I'd never even like put to use.
Yeah,
so it's like, but I'm like into this computer stuff now because of the cryptocurrency. It like kind of like sucked me into that world.
I totally get it, man.
Yeah. So I'm like, I don't know. I need like an AI guy on this podcast. We need to find someone.
That's actually a really good idea.
Yeah.
We got to
just like whenever we found Decentraland, like, do we need? Then we found Maddie.
Yeah.
Like, we need somebody who's like in this shit.
Yeah.
Kind of like really like
who freaking loves AI
and is willing to explain. He's like a dumbass like me. Like, but on like like so everyone listening can understand it too. Like, that's the problem. Like a new technology, kind of like crypto too. A lot of it's like these people are super like intelligent, and they're like it's hard to articulate a message.
It's hard for them to explain exactly like
to
usefulness of this technology
to somebody who literally doesn't understand it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Without sounding like super boring, like you just want to like go to sleep.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, it's tough communicating this stuff just because
we need like a Neil deGrasse Tyson for
AI.
That's what I'm talking about. He's like the perfect example. Like he explains science and like astrophysics
with enthusiasm. That gets you excited.
It's like you're like, damn man, I want to fucking know more. That's what we need.
Yeah.
We need that for crypto too.
That's a great podcast, man. I listen to that all the time. Star Talk Radio.
Yeah. Yeah, every like industry needs that guy. It's like the voice of an industry,
Well, he's like an excellent communicator. Like it's rare to be so intelligent in a such a smart field and be able to communicate with enthusiasm.
That's exactly what I'm talking about.
He's like the second coming of Carl Sagan.
Yes, well, 100%. Yeah, that's exactly what he is. He's like cool and he's hip. Yeah, he's in with the culture and stuff. And
yeah.
People like him. I liked him. He's a big reason why I like majored in science, because I used to always watch his videos on YouTube and stuff.
Yeah, that's true.
I was like, dude, I want to know more about life.
Yeah.
Then I looked at the science catalog. There's like something called biology. It's like study of life. It's like, shit, I'm in. I'm gonna do that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So.
No, I totally get it, man.
Yeah. So hopefully one day we'll find someone.
Yeah. So we should just reach out. I mean, we've been pretty good at reaching out to these people and like getting them to come on. So
hey, you're getting some miraculous shit going, dude. If we get this John McAfee interview in, dude,
it's like Kobe.
Yeah, nothing but net, dude. Because like we need some more. Because you kind of like you don't emulate, but you follow this. What's his name again? McCormick.
Peter McCormick.
You follow his whole process.
So his podcast is What Bitcoin Did, and he's actually transparent about how much he earns on his podcast.
It's like he has all the stats.
Yeah, he's got literally everything that you can think of from a statistical standpoint on his podcast.
Yeah,
it's public.
Yeah,
and that's actually what inspired us to start our podcast. Is that like
that's what he said too. That's why he does it.
That's why he does it.
He wants to. Well, he had like 3 reasons laid out, but one of them was like, maybe this will inspire someone to do this.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And it totally worked.
And plus, I mean, the stuff that we've learned so far since 2017 or 2016, wherever it was when we started on learning cryptocurrency, like we've seen so much shit that people need to avoid in the next run.
100%.
And that's another thing that we're trying to help people to avoid is not only just like the obvious shit coins like BitConnect and all that. That's the second coming of BitConnect, but proper ways to like do this, like the due diligence. The due diligence and
like actually like and
not
just throw your money
second mortgage your home.
Yeah, don't throw darts. With your fucking life savings.
Yeah, because it's you got to be smart about this, and we believe that there's going to be at least a couple more opportunities to capitalize on Bitcoin,
like in the.
Because we're lucky.
Yeah, Bitcoin,
imagine 50 years from now, our kids are going to be looking at us and be like, dude, you were alive before Bitcoin was started. And, we got to take advantage of this point in time.
Yeah.
And there might not be another opportunity like this.
I agree. I can't see another one where, like everyone can literally be involved.
Yeah.
And, like, the
planet.
Yeah, anyone on the planet. If you have an internet connection, you're in.
Yeah.
You could take part. You could participate. You can create.
Yep.
Kind of like what we're doing on Decentraland. I never thought in a million years, like in 2017, I would actually even like be anywhere near like creating anything like in the blockchain space. You know what I mean?
Right.
All I did was like read about it, like fucking smart contracts. You know what I mean? For the longest time, I didn't even understand what it meant. But now, like I'm seeing Oscar work with these dudes. And they're like talking about how to make the proper smart contracts for like these transactions to occur and shit automated.
Yeah.
Autonomously or whatever. Now it's like clicking in my brain, like, oh shit, this shit's actually important.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's not just like shit to speculate on. Like it's an investor.
Right.
Like there's things are actually gonna happen. Like,
and on top of that, it helps us to communicate with like newcomers too. It's like, hey, look out for this stuff, and we'll be able to explain everything. And what Oscar's doing, I also agree with you. I never thought that we'd be creating stuff on Decentraland.
Anywhere. Like I said, I thought if I was, the most I can get involved with is like, just speculating on shitcoins pretty much. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And there's other things you could do. You could fucking go on Syndicator and like make some predictions and make some money. There's so much you could do in this space,
Yeah, there is.
But you gotta actually like find out. You gotta do your research.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
And there's so much stuff out there. We're not even scratching the surface. Like one of the main topics we got to get into, and it's probably gonna be like a series. DeFi. Yeah,
that's another thing, man. If you got money like rotting in your bank account, you know what I mean, accruing like negative interest or whatever the fuck.
Pretty much,
dude. That's something you gotta be paying attention to. I mean, it's super risky because it's like super early days.
Yeah.
But it's like a no-brainer in
an
aspect. Like,
I mean, right now,
literally have money rotting.
Yeah, it is. It is negative interest. It is.
Yeah.
Right now, with I think Compound, you get 5% interest. It used to be 15 back, just a few months ago.
So why do you think it's 5%? Because like if crypto's doing good, essentially.
Yeah.
The interest is really high whenever it was like everyone's like bear
market,
bear mode.
Yeah.
Which makes sense because they got to compensate.
Dude,
right?
think about it. If in the next bull run, let's say it gets to 100K or 150, whatever it is, and we have a couple Bitcoins and we end up cashing out. Let's say we cash out $300,000 just for the sake of argument.
Yeah.
And we put the $300,000 into DAI and we put that into Compound. Mm-hmm. And we just said that in a bear market, which that's why we exited because we're anticipating there's going to be a bear market, right?
Yes, yeah.
15% on $300,000.
It's a lot of cheddar.
Yeah, that's a lot of money.
That's like 45 grand.
45 grand per year on interest.
I could more than live on that. Like, what do you mean?
Yeah.
Like, I could have done that, but I didn't know. I don't know if it even existed back then. I don't think it did. But the
No, it didn't.
The strategy back then was to
I don't think
tether
even
out.
Tether.
No, Tether was.
Tether was there, right?
Yeah, but I never used it because I was scared.
Yeah.
Because everyone was talking about, dude, this shit is a shit coin backed by nothing.
Right.
No audits. You know, these guys don't have any cash. So it's like at any
That's
minute,
valid.
Tether could just plummet. And
Yeah.
like all my money's gone. Who the fuck?
How
has
could
the balls?
how could you risk that? Yeah. I totally agree.
Yeah, but DAI is a lot more different. You know, I'll totally do that in a heartbeat. This compound thing. And yeah, like you said, that has to be the strategy coming up.
Yeah, man.
There's no reason not to.
So the only goal is just to collect as many Bitcoins as you can. I mean, it's even a meme right now.
No, it's always been the meme. Yeah, it's just like a Bitcoin race type thing.
Yeah, but now it's even harder. I mean, a $10,000 Bitcoin is like, fuck.
See, for the I think like nowadays, like for the common man, for the average retail person, it's almost
unreachable.
They're not gonna get one Bitcoin. Like almost, I think like 90% of Americans have less than 5,000 like in their savings.
Yeah,
like retirement savings. You know what I mean? Something like that. I saw a figure somewhere, but it's like that's part of our American culture, man. Like our culture is literally like spend,
hanging on by a thread.
Paycheck. Yeah. Debt. Borrow.
I mean, Andrew Yang says this all the time that I think like 80% of like Americans can't afford an unexpected $400 bill.
Exactly.
It's like, holy shit.
Oh, yeah. I know plenty of people in my life who, if like
$400,
they're fucked. They gotta go.
I get new tires. Like, nope. Well, I guess I'm not going to work.
You gotta go call mom and dad. You know, like, I need some help.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I know plenty of people like that.
Shit, man.
I was like that not too long ago.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's weird. Like, there's a lot of people. You feel like you're in this position and you feel alone. But then you start listening to like Andrew Yang, you start talking to other people, and they're like in similar positions. It's really weird.
Who?
Just like not being able to afford a $400
sure.
things. Like, well, I guess I'm not the only one, right?
No, you're not.
You know?
I mean, we're all members of the same culture. You know, same society.
Yeah.
It's just the way it is, dude. It's that I can attribute that a lot to like our lack of financial education in our like education system.
Well, that's part of it, but like. Things have changed, man. Like, another thing that Andrew Yang says is that if you're born in the 90s, you're less than a 50% chance of doing better than your parents.
Yeah, most likely because, like, college is too expensive.
Yeah, shit like that.
Yeah, everything's becoming more expensive.
Everything's being automated away, so there's less chance of
less
finding
opportunity,
a job.
I guess. I mean, I'm sure there's tons of opportunity, but it's like, yeah, the opportunities that is arising is like you need to go to college for this shit to get like a computer science education.
And not everybody can be a programmer. I mean, it's not trivial.
And it's like not everybody wants to, be $100,000 in debt.
Yeah, that's right.
I mean?
That's right.
And like all these technical jobs and stuff that are going to be automated that you don't have to go to university for, they're gone. Dude, that's going to have a huge impact for sure.
Yeah, and there's going to be.
That's why I liked Andrew Yang.
Yeah,
he's the first one to actually talk about
it. Yeah. There's going to be a new wave of like technicians, like the equivalent of a mechanic, but they're fixing robots.
That sounds dope as fuck to me.
Yeah, dude. Hell yeah.
Yeah. Why the fuck not, man?
I mean, these individuals are going to be intelligent. I mean, mechanics are intelligent because they know how a combustion engine works and they can fix it. Mm-hmm. But these guys would be, even more intelligent because they're talking about a robot arm that's fixing, the arm that puts the door onto the car, right?
Yeah, or the robot arm that's literally like assembling itself.
Yeah.
Type shit.
Yeah.
But at the beginning, you're literally going to have to be like an engineer with like an engineering background to like be able to even tinker with this technology. Yeah. But at some point in the future, they're gonna
it'll
become
bunch
this
easier.
Knowledge together, like a knowledge base, and then they're gonna train humans to like
Yeah, and I can see them training with like AI goggles. Exactly. I mean, not AI, like VR? AR goggles.
Oh, AR, augmented reality.
Yeah,
it's where you can actually see everything in front of you.
That's right.
Like,
that's right.
It's reaching around and
augmented.
Shit. Well, you can do the same with VR.
You could.
That's what I'm saying. Like when I said I don't think the Oculus is gaming's not gonna sell it. It's gonna be shit like that. I think that's gonna force
actual use, like enterprise use of VR or AR.
It's gonna actually force like society to adopt it because. Like
it's
in
just,
schools,
it's
like,
just better.
Just a better way to educate kids.
Right. Absolutely.
I actually saw like a news report on that. Here in Houston, there's like I don't know if it's a district or maybe just a single class or something, but they have Oculus headsets for every student.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and they're teaching them, like they have like a lab, a virtual reality lab where you can mix chemicals and see reactions and stuff like that instead of actually having to do it in class.
Dude, that's badass, man.
Yeah, that's
dude. I wish I was in that chemistry class.
Yeah, man, remember the crappy games we had to play, like the math?
Oh yeah,
the stupid math like games on the shit computers we had back then.
Yeah.
Like that's how they educated us with video games, but now they have like VR worlds.
Yeah.
God damn, dude. I used to love those games though.
Hell yeah, dude.
I had fun playing.
I remember
those games.
learning keyboarding with like Super Mario, like jumping and like.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like if you did it right, like a math equation right, then you move up a level or something like that. You know? Very crude, very like 90s, but it worked.
It's basically those same games, but for the 21st century.
Exactly. Yeah, dude. So anything else? I wanted to talk about China and stuff because
what's going on with China?
Dude,
China and Hong Kong, or what do you mean?
China. No, just like China, man. Just I got China on my mind for some reason. I saw a video. Have you ever seen the YouTube channel called? Oh, dude, those lights are killing me. The YouTube channel called Data is Beautiful. Have you seen that?
It sounds familiar.
See if you could pull it up. Go to YouTube. It's a pretty cool channel. I've been like hooked on it lately, like watching as much shit as I can. But there's one that struck me. It like shows like the GDP of nations over like the last 200 years, and like see if you can type in GDP after Data is Beautiful. Oh. This one.
Top 20 country GDP?
Let's watch that, dude. I want like your opinion. But yeah, I saw this and I was like, dude. That's good. A little bit. You gotta hear this awesome China music, dude.
I don't know if this is a copyright strike, but
yeah, we'll see. Okay, this is the early 1800s. Look who's on top, dude. China and India. United States is not even in the picture. Well, we are, but not that high up there. But I love to see this, dude. Like, this reminds me a lot of like watching like crypto charts.
But hold on. Andrew Yang says GDP is not a measure of anything besides like.
No, it's a good measure of like of just a country's wealth, but it's not a good measure of like its overall
its health and happiness. Yeah.
It's like GDP is still good, but yeah, you need to incorporate like happiness.
Yeah, I mean, as long as people understand that GDP is not a measure of like actual like progress. I mean, other than like
economic progress for sure.
Yeah,
it is. It's a good tool, dude. Like, because these charts tell a message for sure. Like 1844.
Dude, we were measuring GDP in 1840s.
I guess.
The hell?
There's data somewhere, dude.
No, I'm sure it was like a guesstimate at the
time. maybe. But it makes sense, right? Like, dude, China on top and India, because why? They had the biggest population, and they still do. But this is before like the Industrial Revolution really kicked off. You know, now look at the United States making some plays. Like, aw, shit, here I come, bitches. You know, this is like right here is post-Civil War. There's the UK. Dude, this music's so badass, dude. I want to go to China so bad.
It is badass. I feel like we're like in a movie, dude.
Yeah. Look at this. UK and the United States are duking it out for third place. I think like late 1800s, early 1900s is like really when the United States took off. You know what I mean? And here it comes. Skadoosh!
USA became the first country other than China to ever surpass Indian GDP.
In 1879.
Yeah.
Just think in your head like what's going on at these times, dude. Like so many wars, so much
10 years later, the United States became the biggest economy after surpassing China.
Boom.
Damn.
Dude, that was more than 100 years ago, man.
That was 100 years ago.
Yeah, dude. Modern day Rome is forming right now. We're building the railroads. We're mining, or not mining, we're drilling oil everywhere. You know, we're fucking owning right now.
God.
We're creating machines. We're creating the Model T. You know, we're fucking... All of a sudden we have cars and nobody else does. We're shitting on the world, dude.
The last dynasty of China fell in 1912 and marked the end of 2,000 years of imperial rule.
That's crazy. Dude, China has such amazing history, dude. I wish I could know more.
And then it says the USSR formed in 1922, consisting of a total of 15 states, including Russia, SFSR.
Here comes Germany, like out of nowhere.
1930 right now.
Yeah, right now we're like entering the Great Depression. Like the Roaring 20s is over, dude. Like the stock market has collapsed. Everyone's killing themselves. Everyone's eating soup and bread.
Yeah.
You know? And then all of a sudden, Germany. Hitler's come to power, dude.
The Second World War started in 1939, ended in 1945 with Allies winning.
Yeah.
And look at United States leaving everybody in the dust.
It's fucking killing it, dude. I think like around this point, post World War II, like to the end of the 50s, is probably like peak United States, I think. Like we literally had all the technology, all the innovation, all the money, all the resources. We're kicking ass.
So 1959,
49. Communist Party took over China and nationalists fled to Taiwan. Yeah, but look at China, dude. China like fell off hard.
So right there, 1967, we're at 4 trillion in GDP. 5 trillion. So 1972, Bangladesh became independent from Pakistan.
That's cool. Now,
so Russia, where the hell's China?
Exactly. China's way like it's right above Mexico right now.
You're right.
Yeah. Like it's insane.
Damn, China collapsed, dude.
Yeah. This is like during its early communist days, so there was like lots of shifts in power. There's lots of murdering going on. Like millions of people getting murdered in this time. You know, everyone's poor. Then all of a sudden, here we go. We're entering the 90s. Look at China go, dude.
Oh, yeah.
All of a sudden, they adopted capitalism. Dude, this shit works. It's like, we need to be making products. And that's exactly what they did.
In December 2001, China became a member of the World Trade Organization.
Oh my god, dude, look at that shit. Dude, they're like sprinting.
Damn.
Dude, isn't that insane?
Damn.
It took them like 10 years to catch up.
Holy
and they're
shit.
smoking us now.
Yeah. After 123 years, China once became the biggest GDP.
Now these are just projections. What's going to happen in the future? I don't really take this into consideration. Who the fuck knows? Like, World War III could happen, and all of a sudden, like, Mexico's on top. Like, who knows?
Well, I mean, we just saw history, right?
Yeah, 200 years of history.
We might be at, in 2034 at 27 trillion GDP at second place, but that doesn't mean we can't become first place.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Right, so.
But these are just projections based on, like, I guess, current rates.
Yeah.
By 2040, India will reach half. Dude, that was so cool.
That was awesome.
I like that stuff, dude. Dude, I love this channel. Data is beautiful. Dude, data is beautiful. Shit. But yeah, that's why China's on my mind, dude. Because, dude, they're smoking us. I think.
Well, for good reason, I guess. I mean, they got like so many people. I mean, all the manufacturing jobs are over there just because it's actually cheaper to hire a human to do manufacturing work than to get a robot right now.
Yeah.
But once robots become cheaper than a human, a Chinese human, dude, China's going to be in deep shit.
Yeah, you think so?
Dude.
That's going to be their collapse?
Yeah.
So then they should really not want that.
Because think about the production of a robot compared to like thousands of millions of kids in China.
Mm-hmm.
Like a production of a robot, dude, they're going to be smoking all those kids at cheaper rates too.
You don't got to feed them. You don't got to like...
Damn.
They probably barely feed these kids anyways. But still, Still,
there's fatigue that you can't,
of course,
you can't get around. So
fatigue. Yeah, like they got to sleep.
Yeah.
These robots are going to be cranking through the night and the day, dude. They're going to just be churning out. It's going to be crazy. But still, China, like, you got to keep your eye on these motherfuckers. Because we're like, go back 100 years when the United States made that move and all of a sudden conquered the world in economy. China's doing exactly that same move right now.
Yeah.
And what was the result of that? Like, dude, tons of wars. And like, with the United States, once they became the top player, they didn't just like sit back and chill, dude. They like conquered the world.
Yeah,
conquered the world. We got bases everywhere. It's only a matter of time before China like rises up and like, we run shit.
Thing,
We run shit, motherfuckers. You know what I mean?
Ah, man.
So I,
See,
I pay attention to this.
if we take the perspective that Neil deGrasse takes, it's like, dude, we're all on the same
I know.
ship, right?
You're right.
We can't really, we shouldn't be competing with each other. We should be collaborating.
Yeah.
And like improving on technology, and
that would be ideal.
it would be for sure.
That would be like the picture perfect scenario for
and
life.
Capitalism doesn't lend to collaboration. It lends to more competition.
Of course.
And so
of course.
Until we change those systems,
I mean, capitalism has done so much
competing.
great, obviously, for society and humanity, but yeah, it's
at some point
horrible mindset for like
for
just I don't know for
longevity.
Yeah, because at some point,
because think about it, if we do a war of AI, like that could be detrimental to humanity.
Yeah, at some point it'll be like a cyber war. Who controls?
Yeah, the intelligence, right? The intelligence is gonna win.
The flow of data.
Shit, man.
Where does blockchain come in all this? That's the savior.
Well, decentralization of information. Well, not information, but control.
And like I said, the flow of data.
Yeah.
If we could decentralize it, we don't have to worry about who's in control, who fucking has the best economy.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
That's the beauty of it.
If we decentralize it, then we're all playing on the same level playing field, and we're all on the same team.
Yeah.
Right?
Like
so
fucking miners in Belize could be contributing to this data flow, and not like everything running through China, which is like the big problem we got right now. Like, China owns like everything.
Yeah. Well, on that note, that was a good video.
Yeah, we just like shot the shit for an hour because just had really nothing to say.
Yeah.
But yeah, just to add on to this a little bit, like I don't know if you know who Max Keiser is.
Yeah.
I like that guy. He made some great, bold, early predictions about Bitcoin and whatever. But I've made my own prediction. Like, I feel I maybe on the podcast or not, but like you just said, we're competing with China and like the rest of the world. At some point, they're gonna figure out with cryptocurrencies and like everyone's it's like a gold rush to create like a stable coin these days. If a country
China's working on a stable coin themselves.
Oh, they are. They've already announced it, and they have. I think there's evidence out there they've been accruing like so much gold over the last 5 or 10 years or something. I think Max Keiser's idea is kind of like aligns with mine and ours. We've said this before. They're gonna release like a stable coin or crypto coin that's backed by gold or something.
Yeah. Yep.
Maybe even Bitcoin.
Yep.
Because China obviously has like a huge
mining
chunk of Bitcoin.
Yeah.
And they could just remove their dependency on our USDs. You know?
Yeah.
And I always thought to myself, like, dude, that's the best way to like fuck us.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? just like we don't want this shit anymore.
Yeah, and these guys, they're smart. They probably already know this.
Oh, they know. And they're working on it.
They're already working on it.
Yeah, it's like a currency war, basically.
Yeah.
I think is where we're headed. And
I totally agree with that, man.
Yeah. It's gonna be crazy, man.
That's why, man.
And I saw Max Keiser made that video a couple of days ago, and he like said the exact same thing I've been thinking about. And it's like, dude, that scared me.
Yeah.
Because I thought I'm just like some idiot making a prediction, but no, dude, Max Keiser is really smart, and he said the same thing.
Yeah.
It could be happening.
I want to see that video, so find it and
all right,
we'll add it to the description of this video too. That way people can see it.
Yeah. All right then.
All right, guys. Thanks for listening. Make sure you follow us on Twitter at The Block Runner and like and subscribe. Yeah. And we'll see you next week.
Later.